Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. Ours is a place where dreams take flight, voices are heard, and stories are shared. This is where cultures meet, connections are formed, and ideas are transformed into action. This is your destination for authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives, and meaningful conversations. We're where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover our world of education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our USA Global TV channel and download our USA Global TV app. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. With heartfelt thanks to our executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, music scored by Yifei Tang from Cloud Road Music, creative direction by Paul Garcia, and I'm Al Cini, and I'm very proud to be part of the USA Global TV and Radio family. So join us here at USA Global TV and Radio. Make us your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Thank you for being a part of our global community. Let's inspire together.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Intentional Productivity Tips. I am Megan. I'm your very favorite strategic productivity partner, and I want to thank you for joining us today to be intentional with your productivity. You are watching me on USA Global TV and Radio's YouTube channel, where please remember to like, subscribe, and even be notified when new episodes drop. It's just fun to say that. Also, check out USA Global TV and Radio's website. Check out all of the programs and things that are available because it's a great way for you to be able to take control of your life and to be able to learn more to become your best, which that is what we're going to talk about today. So today, our topic, our episode of Intentional Productivity Tips is specifically holiday based. Now, we know in the United States, we are getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow, Turkey Day, or as I like to call it, Stuffing Day, because my favorite part is the stuffing. But so today what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about preparing for holiday seasons, specifically Thanksgiving. And today we are going to have an intentional productivity turkey trot. In fact, it is our first annual. The trot is your calm, intentional, no running required productivity reset. So you might be asking, Megan, why are we doing a turkey trot today? What does that have to do? Again, we know today is getting ready for Thanksgiving in the United States. We know that it is intentional holiday season. Notice I said intentional holiday season. It is a season where we know that there are going to be a lot of holidays coming up and around us. So we want to think about how can we be intentional? How can we protect ourselves, have the best experience possible, and most important, be productive? I will be honest, one thing I have loved over the last years of Thanksgiving is when I see people getting ready to do turkey trots. And I love the idea of a turkey trot, but I'm going to be honest with you. One small issue I have with the turkey trot is it's outside in the morning and it's running. If it wasn't for those things, I would participate in a turkey trot tomorrow, but it is going to be cold outside and running. So we are going to do our own intentional productivity turkey trot because I realized there are some things we can look at, and there are some important lessons, things we can go into thinking about the holiday season to be intentional and productive. So that's what we are going to do today. We are going to have our very own productivity turkey trot, where we're going to talk about how and what we want to do to experience the best holiday we can. Let's talk about setting realistic holiday expectations to have a good time. The good news about our turkey trot, no running shoes, no start line, just intentional productivity. Let's think a little bit about what can we do as we're getting ready for holidays, whether it be tomorrow, a specific meal like Thanksgiving, or over the next couple of months. What can we do so that when we're going to those holidays, we are in the best place possible, we're productive, we're present, and we're enjoying it. We're not thinking about all of those other things. Now, this week, if you follow along with me on Instagram, Intentional Productivity Tips, you'll know that I've been talking a lot about holiday and Thanksgiving preparation. And you will see on the screen right here, we have a little character named Goblina. Goblina is our turkey butterfly guide for this week of how to make it the most best possible holiday that's productive and fun for us. So Goblina's been having some information, and she's been giving us words of wisdom. Goblina she is our character. She's our sponsor for our turkey trot. So we're going to look for her for some guidance and wisdom today. Let's look at what a turkey trot would be. So again, I told you my favorite thing about a productive turkey trot is the fact that I don't have to go outside and I don't have to wear shoes. I can take it from the comfort of my own home. So let's look at, if we're looking at Thanksgiving and if we're looking at a productivity turkey trot, what would that look like? 4 steps in it. Let's start with one of the most important things we need to do when we're getting ready for a holiday, right? Because when we think about it, again, we're being specific to Thanksgiving right now, but we know that all holidays are great, but they disrupt our regular schedule. We want to identify, what do we do so that we are not disrupting in a negative way, but we're present and can enjoy the holiday. We can enjoy Thanksgiving. One unique thing about Thanksgiving is we know that Thanksgiving is more than a one-day holiday, right? We know Thanksgiving in the United States is on Thursdays. We generally get Fridays off, and now everyone's taking the whole week off. And so that's why I specifically want to talk about productivity this week and what we're going to do. The first thing that we're going to do in our trot is we're going to start with taking a pause. What do I mean by that? Thanksgiving morning, whether it be before you go with your family, whenever it is, my recommendation is to always start the holiday by taking a pause. What does that mean? Take time for yourself. Maybe it's 30 minutes to read or do something. Maybe it's taking a walk. The goal with taking a pause is to start your day not rushing into everything. One of the things that we know with holidays, again, they're disruptors. Holidays are great, but they disrupt our regular processes. So why we want to start with taking a pause is because we know the holiday isn't going to be like any other day. It's not going to be like the following days of the year. So we want to start with taking a pause. How can we take control of our day? What do you want to have happen in the day? Where do you want to go? What do you want it to look like? Want to take a pause and start your trot at being present and saying, all right, I am ready for the holiday. The second thing we want to do, it is Thanksgiving, so we want to do a little bit of reflection. We want to start to reflect, what is it that we need out of the holiday? What do I want today to look like? What has this year been like? When we think about it, holidays are great times for us to reflect. What do we want the experience of the holiday to be like? What do we want the experience with other people to be like? And what has our experience been in this last year? When we're thinking about a productivity trot for Thanksgiving, taking time to reflect is important because it allows us to ask, what has gone well? What am I happy about? What am I proud about? We also can reflect and say, what do I want today to look like? And then when we are in our productivity trot, we can say we've reflected, we know what the day is going to look like, so we know how to make it happen, right? When we think about it with productivity, if we can't see it, are we going to get it done? Not as easy. And we want to realize it's a holiday. So how can we be productive? Well, we start by taking a pause and by catching our breath. Now, one thing to remember with taking a pause, going back for just a second, we might have to do this more than once a day, right? There might be a time when we have to just take a little step and take a pause. Maybe take a little bit of a walk and take a pause, right? Then again, we want to reflect. What has been happening? What do we want this day to look like? Just stop and ask yourself. Then the third thing we want to do is we want to own our gratitude. Now, I know a lot of people talk about gratitude in different ways, and I think there's no wrong way to talk about gratitude. I think being grateful and thankful is a very important thing, and it's a quality that helps us get through the day. But what we want to talk about with Own Your Gratitude is not just thinking about it, but what are you going to do with it, right? How are you going to take that gratitude and turn it into action? Own it. One thing I always suggest, if there's someone that you've been thinking about and you're thankful for, call them. Send them a message. When you think about it, this is our time. Maybe there's someone you haven't talked to in a while, and you just want to let them know that you're thinking of them. There's no better reason than Thanksgiving to be able to reach out to people. So one of the things that I feel is important with owning your gratitude, again, taking time to be intentional with an action step of what we want to do. Maybe it's we want to spend some time journaling and reflecting. Maybe owning my gratitude is updating a portfolio with things that I've done this year, right? When we think about Thanksgiving, when we think about holidays, our goal to trot is to stop, slow down, be intentional, and reflect on what's going on. When we think about that, it's going to be so important to helping us, right? Because then we're able to move forward. The final trot that we want to do, the final step in a trot, because again, we've owned our gratitude, is we want to trust our pace. Now, this is one of the things that's most important, especially when thinking of a Thanksgiving trot or a productivity trot. People are going to try and run faster, right? We're going to try and it's all the external pressure that we've got, right? Maybe I'm running by people and I see them, I want to run faster. Or maybe it's a holiday and you're seeing all these things that you want to do. One of the most important things we can do with a productivity trot and for ourselves on a holiday and any day is to trust our pace. When you think about it, our process of the day is going to be impacted. Holidays are different. So we want to realize and be intentional and say, I'm not at work today. I'm not doing all those things. This is what I'm going to do. And it's also important and imperative. Give yourself space and time to do what it is that you want to do. Our goal with a productivity trot and thinking about Thanksgiving and holidays is, again, set expectations that are intentional. Identify how you want the holiday to be. What is that holiday experience? Make it happen. Then look at your productivity and what you normally do. How are you going to blend the two together? What does that trot look like for you? Because we know if we take a turkey trot, if we look at our friend Goblina, her words of wisdom include your life, your day, your pace. The goal of all of this has been for us to talk about identifying what do you want your pace to be? What do you want your expectations to be? Take time, be grateful, and communicate that to others. Because if we do that kind of intentional productivity trot on Thanksgiving tomorrow or whatever day we want, think about the results. Think about the results that you're going to get of knowing that it's your life, it's your day, it's your pace. You're going to work it out the way that you want to. It's important for us to pause before holidays. It's important for us to take a look at how we want the day to be. It's important for us to admit that holidays are different, right? And so we want to think about what is it that we're going to do and what does our productivity turkey trot look like? We have Goblina who is helping us. And now let's take a chance and take a moment to say it's your turn to say, what do you want for your turkey trot this year? How are you going to take a pause? When are you going to add some time in your day that's just for you? Take some time and think about that now. How and what are you going to reflect on? Are you going to reflect on the day and what you want the experience to be? Are you going to reflect on the days coming up? Are you going to reflect on gratitude? Take time and reflect on your day, your experience, and it will help you be productive. The third step for you is owning your gratitude. What steps are you going to take? Are you going to maybe write a letter to yourself? Are you going to maybe spend some time journaling, calendar journaling with stickers? Are you going to send some texts and some messages and reach out to people? Own your gratitude. When you know what you're thankful for and happy about, it's easy to own your gratitude, and sharing your gratitude is going to amplify and it's going to help your experience as well. Because when we think about it, gratitude does work in momentum. And if we're working and communicating with others, it's going to help not only our day, but it's going to help their day. And isn't that nice? And then the fourth thing, when it comes to your turkey trot, it is super, super important to remember, especially with productivity, trust your pace. If other people are getting up and doing and having and all of the things, I find one of the things interesting with holidays is preparation. There are some people who love to do preparation in advance, and that's great. That's their pace. Some people like to wait, and that's great. That's their pace. It's important for you to identify what your pace is for the day. It's important for you to identify how you're going to spend and celebrate your holiday. Our goal today has been to think a little bit about what is the best way to focus and to think about how you're going to experience Thanksgiving. We know there are a lot of people that are going to be running tomorrow and running in things like turkey trots, and that is not me. So I am having our very first intentional productivity tips turkey trot right here, where again, we are going to take a pause. We're going to reflect. We're going to own our gratitude, and we're going to trust our pace. When we're able to do all of that, it is going to change and make our holiday experience better. And isn't that the goal? And think about it. You might not be in the United States and you might not be celebrating Thanksgiving. You might not be having Thanksgiving tomorrow. And that's okay. When you look at the steps, it doesn't have to be about a turkey. We can take a pause, reflect, own our gratitude, and trust our pace any day. So while this presentation and while today's episode is specifically talking about Thanksgiving, the things we're talking about are how to take your productivity, how to be intentional with your productivity, and how to trot through the day, how to glide through the day and not be stressed, which is the goal of Thanksgiving. I want to thank you for joining me. Again, today we are doing our show on Wednesday because tomorrow is the holiday. So I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank you for talking and thinking a little bit about how you can help your productivity. And I hope you've enjoyed our first annual Intentional Productivity Tips Turkey Trot. No tennis shoes required, no outside required, and you can do it from sitting on your couch. I encourage you to spend time over the next couple of days identifying how do you want to be intentional? What do you want your days, your holiday, and your experiences to look like? Because if we start by identifying, then our resources will be able to get us there and we'll be able to make it happen. Thank you for joining me today. As I said, it is Wednesday, so I would like to invite you to come back next Thursday, and we will continue with intentional productivity tips. Over the next 6 weeks, we are going to be looking at intentional holiday productivity tips. While we had Goblina this week, we are going to have another intentional productivity tips character joining us next week. So I want you to think about what are you going to do this season to celebrate, to be productive, to have expectations that you're able to reach. Thank you again for joining me here on USA Global TV's USA Global TV and Radio's YouTube channel, where remember, like, subscribe, and even be notified when new episodes drop next Thursday at 2:00 Pacific time. Thank you. I hope you have a great week. Be intentional with your productive, and most important, work smarter, not harder. And now a word from our sponsors.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents. Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradiosshop.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradiosshop.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USAGlobalTV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dyes. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.